Joining us today is economic expert Mr. Peter Tanouson to discuss the latest economic developments in the United States and the Fed's interest rate decisions. Mr. Peter, welcome to the Economic Bulletin. Let me first ask you, would Donald Trump's victory affect the U.S. Federal Reserve's plans to continue easing borrowing costs on the back of cooling inflation?
The simple answer to your question is yes, it could, because if you take the Trump plans that he talked about during the campaign, many of them are perceived to be quite inflationary. So while we know that the Fed will more than likely reduce interest rates by 0.25% later today, the market has always been expected that this would be the second of many interest rate cuts. That is now no longer secure. So what we must pay attention to today is what Chairman Powell says during his statement about the outlook.
Now, sir, how significant do you believe the potential interest rate cuts will be in the near future? Are we talking about modest adjustments, or could we see more aggressive cuts?
I think there's very little chance that we're going to see more aggressive cuts because the prospect, what the Fed will do is try to see what Trump's economic plans might do in terms of future inflation. Just to give you an example, when he talked about imposing a tariff on just about everything the United States imports, that would have an automatic effect of raising prices. And raising prices is, of course, inflationary. So the Fed will be looking to that.
Now, given the current trends, what do you anticipate for job growth over the next few months? Will the slowing economy have a more significant effect on employment, or is the labor market expected to remain resilient?
Yeah, as we saw during the last labor statistics that came out, which you just cited, the fact is that the economy is slowing down a bit. And that doesn't mean that the economy is slowing. It means that the rate of growth is slowing. So that is something that the Fed will be looking for and will have to be careful about.
Now, speaking of the Fed, how would a coming rate cut by the Fed affect other countries, especially the emerging ones?
It'll only affect them to the extent that their own inflation rates are under control. So if the Fed reduces rates and other countries are also in a similar position, they will reduce rates too, and then that is in fact what has been happening recently.
Mm-hmm. Now, sir, looking at the wider picture, how crucial do you think the next few months will be in shaping the economic trajectory for the remainder of 2024 and beyond? And can the Fed's actions help avoid a recession, or is the economy already on a downturn?
No, the economy is not on a downturn. We are simply a status of slowing the rate of growth. The Fed has been very good about this and will continue to monitor it closely. Again, the big issue is going to be which of Trump's proposals that he talked about are actually enacted, and the Fed will react to that. If they are inflationary, you can certainly forget about future rate cuts.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, economic expert Mr. Peter Tanouson, for all your valuable insights. Thank you so much for joining us on the Economic Bulletin.